Good. She's good.
Thank
You
you.
get.
Hi, and welcome to the Chaunty Show. We are here today, and this is our new set for today. We are on the road, and we are here with Frankie Imbergamo, celebrity chef, winner of the Italian contest for Emeril Live. So, Frankie.
How are you, Chaunty?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to be working with you.
It's an honor for me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. So I just wanted to get into this interview and just ask you a few things about your life and your career and all that good type of stuff. And
Okay, sure.
I want to start off with what cooking shows have you appeared on?
With Emeril Lagasse, and I won a cooking contest of Emeril's Italian contest. And what happened was there was 1,500 contestants, and they picked 4 winners, and I was one of the 4, and actually the top winner.
Wow.
And they came to Boston, and they filmed me in the North End buying the ingredients to make the meatballs. And
Wow.
we call it gravy sauce, like that, which is just the tomato sauce,
Yeah.
spaghetti sauce. And what happened was we went down there, and then they came back here, and I made a live recipe that was called Frankie's Gravy and Meatballs, which is in my cookbook.
Yeah.
And that was the recipe that won. And after about a month after that, they called. They said, well, I was in the top 100,
Wow.
and then top 25. And then they called and said we wanted the top winners. That's when it's all created. And then they flew me and my wife with the other 3 spouses and the winners of this with their spouses to New York City. And we were on the Food Network live on the Emeril show, and it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, congratulations on that
thank you so
again
much.
for your amazing achievements and all your hard work.
Thank you.
You definitely deserve that because I have personally tried these meatballs and they are absolutely amazing. They are the best meatballs I've had in my entire life and the best sauce. I'm sorry, Grandma and Grandpa. Grandma and Grandpa. I'm sorry, Meme. I'm sorry, Mom.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So also, you have a very impressive resume, which I do have right here. And this is it. It's covered. Usually, you don't have so much covered space. You have a lot more white space in this, but you still managed to get some good white space going on, which is good and professional for the industry. And I'd just like to ask you a little bit about what you've achieved on there, and basically, what movies have you been in?
Oh, I've been in the Boston area, in the New England area. We've been in about 30 films, 35 films.
Oh my gosh.
And,
Feature films?
Feature films. The last movie I was in was called American Hustle.
Yeah.
I played a waiter with there was a David O. Russell film.
Yeah.
And prior to that, I was in The Fighter. I was in Mall Cop. I was in The Proposal with Sandra Bullock.
Wow.
The Heat with Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock. And Adam Sandler, I've been in 4 or 5 of his movies.
Wow.
That's My Boy.
Yeah.
Grown Ups 1.
Yeah.
I did the movie Stiffs with Danny Aiello.
Yep.
The Game Plan with The Rock and Kyra Sedgwick.
Wow.
And there's so many. But those are the ones I do some indie films.
Yeah.
And I did some independent films for some student films for Emerson College.
Yeah.
And I did something for the Cambridge Cable TV as well as the Medford Cable TV.
Wow.
So I've been in a lot of different things. And I did some commercials
Oh my gosh.
for the New England Models Group and did some print work with them as well.
They're
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So I've been busy with that stuff. And presently I'm involved in an independent film called DJ Stand the Man,
Yeah.
which is going to be a feature film.
Yep.
And I play one of the lead roles as a photographer. And that'll be coming out sometime in summer 2014.
Well, we'll have to watch out for that then. And,
Yep.
and you've seen the photo for it already on the pictures that I've shown in the beginning of the show. So hopefully you will tune in for that, because that's a great one coming out, and
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. I
Well,
have to
thank
catch up on all these movies, because as I
Yeah.
was explaining to you prior to the interview, I am a little bit movie deprived. I usually only watch them when I'm studying acting. How about you? What do you do when you watch movies?
My wife and I go to the movie theaters. We go watch it on the big screen.
Yeah.
And then I usually buy the film, the ones I'm in action, and I take it home and watch it as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in a webisode series called Pizza Makers,
Yes.
and we've been doing that for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot of recognition on that and a lot of publicity exposure. And we just did episode 8.
Yep.
Chris Palermo, the director,
Yeah.
is based on his family growing up in the pizza industry.
Yes.
And he's also the writer, the director, and an actor.
Yeah.
He's put a good scripts together, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And we just, I think I said, did episode 8. It'll be coming out actually this Monday night.
And where can we find this?
It's on YouTube.com.
Okay.
Pizzer Makers, PIZZER Makers.com.
All right.
It's all one word, Pizzer Makers.
Pizza makers.
It's not spelled like a pizza, it's PIZZER
Yeah.
MAKERS
Okay.
/.com. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. We have a great time doing it, and we actually were in about 2 years ago. We were in it was like a comedy contest type thing, like the Child's Playhouse.
Yeah.
There was like 14 different short comedy films, webisode series, and we came in second place. We did pretty
Wow.
well. So we had a lot of fun doing it. It's enjoyable.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's wow. Where else can we find you online?
Well, online, I have a website, www.frankimbergamo.com, and also on Facebook.com and Twitter.
Yeah.
And
Very
or you can just
prominent on there.
Google my name,
Yeah,
Frankie
Google.
Imbergamo. You'll see everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Google is fun. I like to Google my own name sometimes, just for the fun of it,
Yeah,
just
right.
to see what pops up.
That's cool.
Yeah. Any other industry work that you'd like to mention that has been like a memorable experience for you?
Yeah, I do a lot of. Presently, I'm working with the Medford Transcript newspaper.
Yeah.
And what they do is they come to my home here once a month, and they pick out a recipe out of my cookbook.
Yeah.
And I make that recipe, and they film me, and I talk about that. And then 2 weeks later, it's in the Medford Transcript. I write a column. I write a story about that particular recipe. Whether it's like sometimes we get something like that we normally do as a traditional thing on Christmas Eve, like a fish and pasta dish or one of those, and I'll talk about that. I'll write a story about that. So depending on the holidays and the way I was born and brought up in the Boston's North End, which is a little Italy, and so I'm doing that right now. I've been doing that for about 2 or 3 years as well.
Wow.
So and then I do some commercials. I do some print work. So I keep busy between the cooking, the cookbooks, the movie industry, commercials, and things of that nature.
Wow. And you're so busy. How do
Yeah,
you keep it all together and keep
Yeah.
it track so you can stay on track for everything and still make time for your family and your friends and your wife?
It's a lot of fun, and I get a lot of calls to do different things like indie films, and I'm retired from my regular job. I used to work I was a supervisor at the post office.
Yeah.
And I did my time in that. I retired about 5-6 years ago. So now I have time to do this full time.
Oh.
And so it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I meet a lot of nice people, and I work with a lot of the big stars too. So it's nice it's interesting as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, was this your dream as a child? Did you see yourself doing this?
Not really. No, I worked for the Postal Service, and then when I was ready to retire, I was looking to do something. I didn't want to do a 9-to-5 job anyway, because I already worked like 30 years in the post office.
Yeah,
I did my time.
basically doing that.
So
yeah.
then what happened was from the Emeril show, this is how I got recognized to be in a movie.
Yeah.
After that show, I got some calls from Boston Casting.
Yeah.
And they were doing a film in Boston with Danny Aiello called Stiffs. And they asked me to come to the audition, and I did. And next thing you know, I was in the movie. It was only an extra part, but it was nice. I was going to the funeral parlor, going to a funeral, and Danny Aiello comes over to me and shakes my hand and says, "I'm sorry to hear about your loss." And I was supposed to be like part of the family in this movie, you know.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. It was the first one. Then I did the game plan, and then what happens is you start getting better parts,
Yeah.
and you become like part of a core group of people, you know, with the agencies. They get to know you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, then you're very dependable. You know what to wear, where to go, and
Yeah.
it's easy on everyone's end, myself as well as the casting agency.
Yeah.
So you start getting better parts, and then you get extra. You start off as an extra, then you get featured extras, like in some kind of a uniform,
Yeah.
and then you get principal roles and speaking roles, and that's where I am now.
Wow. Wish you much luck with that.
Thank you very much.
I expect to see you in many more things,
appreciate it.
definitely in the future.
Appreciate it.
Has there been a cover of a magazine with you on it?
Yes, Imagine News. Carol Patton, she's the publisher and
Yeah.
the owner of the magazine. And she interviewed me, and she took a picture of these Boston actors and put them on the cover.
Wow.
And she wrote a little story about the things I've been in.
Yeah.
And she's been wonderful. She's been great. She became a great friend.
Yeah.
And I actually met her at the Child's Playhouse because she's the one that set up that comedy night of the short films with pizza makers.
Yeah.
This is how I got to know her. And now
Yeah.
we became good friends. And
Wow.
she invites me to all her, you know, networking parties and things like that. And I've been in there, actually, I've been in there like several times already now.
Yeah, that's
So,
really
so
nice.
it's good, yeah. She's a very nice person.
That's fun. That's
Good
good.
friend.
It's so nice to meet nice people and have
Yeah,
good
she's
friends,
a great woman. Yeah.
especially with, that do the same thing that you do because they understand.
Right.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Boston's North End. It's an Italian, it's like a little Italy in Boston.
Yeah.
Very well known.
Yeah.
There's 115 Italian restaurants in 1 square mile.
Oh my gosh. That's quite a lot. That's an accomplishment right
So
there.
like, as far as like cooking, where I learned, I didn't really have to go to culinary school
Yeah.
because I was growing up in a culinary type atmosphere neighborhood
Yeah.
between family and friends. They owned restaurants, social clubs we cooked in and things like that. So
Yeah.
you pick it up and, you know, you learn. And I always watch my mother and grandmother making, like, they call it Sunday gravy.
Yeah.
Some people call it sauce. We call it gravy. That's the way we were brought up.
Yeah.
In some parts of Boston, they call it gravy. Some call it sauce. But that can be a whole show. You know, there's a controversy on that. You know?
Yeah.
And want me to tell you the reason why
Tomato.
why we call it gravy is
Yeah.
there's a reason for when you put meat into a red sauce,
Yeah.
it becomes a gravy.
Yeah.
If you don't put meat in it, it's a marinara sauce.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this is how I always was brought up, and I always knew that.
Yeah.
So when I talk, I go on the radio a lot, and in different TV shows, and I talk about that, and I explain how that came about.
Yeah.
You know,
That's really
which is
cool.
interesting. It's interesting, you know. I was in New York City a couple of times in some neighborhoods, and some of the Italian restaurants call it gravy too.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of, you know, depending, like, maybe like what part of town you were growing up in.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe what part of Italy.
What part of Italy, exactly.
Yeah, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
What part of Italy is your family
Well,
from?
my mother's side was from Avellino, which is it's right just outside Naples.
Yep.
And my father's side is from Sicily.
Yep.
Like it's called Caltanissetta. The town's called Riese, Sicily.
Yeah.
It's in the province of Caltanissetta, and that they're Sicilians, which was good for me because I have a combination of cooking, like with the southern part and the northern part, you know, and it's good. I create different dishes that way. Like I make a lot of pasta dishes with seafood and vegetables.
Yeah.
That's more like on a Sicilian time. Then the northern
Yeah.
part we'll do like, you know, cacciatories, and we'll do like chicken dishes and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, so it comes into play. It's good. It's good. Good experience to get that done. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so exciting. How did you get into cooking besides your family? Is there any other influences? Like, did you watch TV shows? Was there something sort of like the Food Network around back then, or nothing?
Yeah,
too
well,
much?
I used to like to watch Emeril a lot, and I watched. You know, he was like one of my favorite chefs. And,
Yeah.
And when I won the contest, I was kind of like in shock because I followed him a lot. You know?
Yeah.
I watched a lot of his shows.
Yeah.
And I applied for his show, the contest, and it was unbelievable. It was really nice. But prior to that, like I watched, like a lot of my friends had restaurants in the North End, and we start cooking the social clubs on Saturday. So you get to know, you see different guys cooking, different people cooking. You know, you don't forget that stuff. Like, put a little of this, a little of that, you know.
Especially when you're...
Yeah, and then you memorize all that, and then then I started cooking the social clubs.
Yeah.
Like, I used to cook for the Italian American Club in Medford, and now they merged with the Winchester Sons of Italy. And I do cook once in a while for them, you know.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I have cooked for them for 85, 90 people at a time.
Yeah,
You know, like a
Same
special dinner like near Christmas Eve, like we do a lot of pasta and fish dishes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we had fun doing that. Yeah.
That's good. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Wow. So basically you got into acting through Emeril Live and winning the contest and recognition. So it's basically like just getting your name out there and going from there to develop.
That's right, exactly.
In the industry.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you've done so many amazing things.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me in your beautiful home.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And for having a beautiful meal made for us.
Yeah, you're going to be having the pasta and meatballs, which you already tried the meatballs.
Yes, they're amazing.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes, they're
you
so
have the
good.
dinner coming right after we're all done here. We'll have our Italian dinner. And it has meatballs with it.
Yes. Meatball. Yeah.
So I appreciate you doing this. It's very nice of you to do that.
Yeah.
And, it's an honor. Thanks for everything.
Mwah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Ciao for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.